There is never a dull moment when you got an old school. God is everything. Without God, I'm nothing. As you guys may have figured out in the last video where I did a ride reaction with my wife, if you haven't seen that video, go back and check it out and then come back, or just stay and watch this one, and then it all makes sense no matter how you watch it. But anyway, so I went out to do a ride reaction with my wife, and first pull I made, it was fine. Snatched it up the second, and there was like a vibration slash like a grinding. I couldn't tell what it was, but it's like when I snatch it a second, once it shifts, it's like you can feel something like it's not right or something. But when, you know, once you keep rolling, it's fine. It's just, you know, the aggressive gear changes, and it doesn't it does it let's see, it does do it like on a crazy burnout, and it only does it at like very high RPM. So when it's like, you know, that's when I get that, you know, whatever. And even in a burnout, it's fine at a low PM burnout, but once I let off and start getting those RPMs up and moving, that's when I get that vibration or whatever. And it's, you know, normally I'm like, okay, let me chill, because, you know, whatever it is, I want to try to fix it before it breaks. So we're gonna be checking some things out today. I'm not exactly sure what the issue is. I don't even know where to start. I don't know. I mean, first thing I want to check is the drive shaft, I guess. If not, I want to check the rear end, and then I don't know. I guess after that we'll have to see what's going on with the transmission. I mean, I don't even know how to approach this thing. So anyway, let's start by going to grab the jack from the shop, because we definitely gonna need it for this. But I'm gonna crawl up on here and take a look, and I'm gonna try to get y'all up on here with me. But I'm gonna try to crawl up on here and take a look at the drive shaft and see the angle, because I honestly didn't check it. So, all right, guys. Let me try to bring y'all up as bright as I can so that y'all can see. Still can't see the drive shaft. Let's see here. I don't know. I want to keep it on the ground. That's the best way I can see the drive shaft angle, but this thing sits so low at this point that I honestly can't even see what's going on without jacking it up. But I know that drive shaft definitely needs to be on the ground, and I think I can kind of see. I don't think that drive shaft angle is right there on that yoke. That doesn't look right to me. Let's see. Back here it looks okay. I don't know, but I know that drive shaft angle definitely doesn't look right. Let's take a look at the rear end just to see. All right, so taking a look up under the bottom. Rear end looks fine. It did have a leak, but the bolts were in tight. So I ended up snugging the bolts up, and I think that may be fine, but I may need to check the fluid in the rear end. But I do see where maybe the drive shaft is touching the floor or something. I mean, because if you can look through there, right through there where the exhaust is, that drive shaft angle doesn't look ridiculously bad from here, but I kind of think I can see where the drive shaft may be hitting the floor, or hitting the maybe once I hit the gas, the drive shaft is, once it's planting the tires. Let me bring y'all out. We'll talk about this outside. All right, guys. I don't know. I'm up under here now with the best shot that I can get. I don't know, that looks like too much out of there. Definitely looks like way too much of the yoke out of there, for real. That may very well be my problem. And I probably don't need to make any more shakedowns before I at least get this verified or get this checked out. That's a lot. And also got some scarring right there, so I know that's not good either.
So apparently the drive shaft is also rubbing, especially there. So I'm glad I got up on here to check, man, because I was finna mess something up pretty bad. So yeah, man. Let me bring y'all back up and I'm gonna talk to y'all.
So I'm about to go ahead and pull this drive shaft because I know that's an obvious problem. And in order for me to move on any further, I definitely need to pull this drive shaft and just examine what's going on with it. So yeah, let's get this drive shaft pulled. I'm gonna go get an 11mm and we're gonna snatch this drive shaft out because I learned that all the yokes are the same, 700, whatever. So I'm thinking maybe this is just the wrong yoke because on Google it said that if you have the wrong yoke, you'll get a clunking noise when you go from drive, when you go from park to reverse to drive, it'll go clunk, and that kind of lets you know that you know, your drive shaft, your yoke is too short. So I may need a longer yoke, so we're gonna go to a longer heavy duty yoke. Let me get this thing pulled first, man. Let me get it pulled. All right, guys, hold on. Y'all know I be listen to my boy Black Tony, but anyway, yeah, man. So I'm almost 99% sure that it is a drive shaft at this point. Because if I wipe this off, there's only that much. I don't even think that whole thing was in there in the drive shaft. And when I fill in here, I pulled out a few metal pieces, but that could just be from the drive shaft just being old, you know, from this yoke just being old. So U-joints, both U-joints are brand new. I mean, literally both of them are brand new. Now they may need to be greased. That's a whole nother story though. But yeah, so I'm almost certain that this drive shaft is the issue, because even when I look up in the transmission or when I pull the yoke out, there was some metal pieces from that yoke, or either from the transmission. So something wasn't making good contact, and I'm pretty sure that this is my issue. So I'm gonna see what we're gonna do, and we got to do something about this issue also, because it's definitely been rubbing. Nothing deep yet. I probably caught it just in time, and it also was rubbing back here, but nothing that was crazy. I may just get a whole new drive shaft and be done with it, or I don't know. This truck doesn't make that much power right now, so I mean, I feel like it's fine. Nothing, like I said, nothing's deep. Nothing is deep. You can't feel any of it. You can see it where it's been lightly rubbing, but nothing catches your fingernail. So anyway, man, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna order a new yoke, and we're gonna throw that baby on a longer yoke, a longer one. Pretty sure that one's too short. Longer yoke, we're gonna throw that baby back in, and yeah, man, we're gonna go from there. I think it's literally just that simple. I think it's probably ordering a longer drive shaft or a longer yoke or something. I will have to figure that out. I'm literally finna go here right now and do some research on this thing. If you're new here, I gotta do this, man, for my new people that be coming in, because I got a lot of people watching my videos that aren't subscribing. So if you're new here, man, do me a favor. If you know, I mean, like I said, take your look around, make sure this is something you want to subscribe to. Go subscribe. This is the great Iron Man, my 1983 C10. Has a 350 in it, turbo 350 trans. Nothing special, rear end posi, 342 gears, aluminum heads, a little summer AAO2 cam. So we like cheap budget builds. You know, I have nothing that makes 1,000 horses or even close to it. The most power I'm probably making is about 3 something to the wheels. And that's probably either this or my Challenger. Fastest thing I got. Oh, the El Camino. I got an El Camino that probably makes about 300 to the wheels. So I got 3 cars that makes about 300 horses to the wheels, probably about 400, 4 something to the crank. So that's about the fastest stuff I have. So this is where you think you want to be. Hit that subscribe button. Leave me a comment down below. But anyway, let's jump back into the truck real quick. So let me tell y'all a quick story from last night, right? So I took my wife out for a ride reaction. After this video, go to my page and go look for that video where I did the ride reaction with my wife. But anyway, made some pulls, and as it snatched a second, you know, it goes, you know, it's just something you just feel like a bad vibration or like a grinding, like something, you know, ain't catching. So brought it back, we went and did another pull. I felt something else and I'm like, okay, come on. I'm like, hold on, that ain't supposed to be like that. So turn around, I go back to drop my wife off. She comes back, she say, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and start cooking. So she starts cooking, and I say, hey, let me get in this truck and drive this truck back up the road one more time. Now at this point, it's about 30 degrees. It's about 30 degrees. It's about 30 degrees. And it got cold. It's about 30 something. Getting out, man, I'm like, man, it got kind of cold. Like, I might not need to do too much. But I do need to figure out what's going on. At this point, I'm like, okay, it's either gonna blow or it's gonna go. Pull out. I go up the road. I'm just making sure the transmission is shit fine. Transmission still shit fine. Okay, boom, transmission good. Keep rolling. Go down the street. I turn around. I come back up a hill to try to, I guess, minimize, you know, how hard it pulls. That cold air hit that carburetor and it's pulling like nobody's business. Spinning. So I'm like, I'm just finna see what happened at this point. If it break, whatever. Stay in it. Go to second, trying to see if it's gonna go, you know, see if it's gonna give me that again. And snatch it to second, it's still spinning. That joker make a hard left turn on me. Ain't nothing I can do to fix it. In the grass. I'm like, oh my God. Now at this point, I'm thinking, okay, the rear end broke. It's over with. The rear end done. It's over with. Let me call my wife. Come get me. Let me call a tow truck, whatever. I'm right up the street from my house. Anyway, I, you know, hit the gas. I said, okay, let me check the damage. It's still driving. I drive it right out, and it drives perfectly fine. I drove back to the house, and that was the end of it. You know, I'm like, okay, a steering component or something that came loose for it to do that. It made a hard left. I was like, oh my God, I couldn't even nothing. It was over with. But anyway, that's the story on that. But let's talk about the drive shaft. So the issue with the drive shaft, man, like I said, I'm thinking that the yoke isn't long enough because it's just a factory yoke. I may need a longer turbo 350 yoke, slightly longer, not ridiculously longer. But I'm finna go do my research to see, you know, because I know you don't want the yoke to be, you know, too long, but I know you don't want it to be too short. And then I gotta address this issue of the drive shaft hitting the floor up under the truck too. So we got 2 issues that we gotta deal with, but I know this was a short one, man. But hey, look, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Appreciate y'all for supporting the channel. Hey, look, real quick, if you made it this far into the video, say comment down below I made it to the end. All right, go grab you some merch, hit the like button, subscribe, leave me a comment down below. Whatever, man. Support the channel. Like I said, that hype feature is over there. Hit that hype feature. It costs you nothing. All it does is tell YouTube, hey, this is a good video. Anyway, man, y'all stay tuned for what we finna do next.